Om Shanti. How are you all? One needs to have total control over his mind in order to achieve anything significant in his life. For that, one needs to know how the mind works. You can easily understand how our mind works by our interaction with YouTube, because the algorithm of YouTube is designed purely based on how our mind works, so that they can get us hooked on to YouTube for a long number of time. So if you want to search on something in YouTube with that thought in mind, you're logging into YouTube. And what happens? When you open YouTube, you see a bunch of videos. So that is going to be closely related to what you have seen in the past. Obviously, you would have seen something that interested you in the past. So obviously, these videos are also of going to be big interest for you. So as soon as you see those bunch of videos, your mind starts analyzing each videos, whether this is the one I need to watch now or later, and the second one, whether I should give it a watch right away. And you will be scrolling one by one, which means you have totally forgotten why you have logged into YouTube in the first place, because you came in to search for something else, but you are watching something else, because you have forgotten totally about your goal the moment you see those bunch of videos. So you keep on watching videos one by one till the time becomes 1 hour, 2 hours, or even more. So now all of a sudden, you know that you are already hooked into it, that it is very difficult for you to come out of it. Not only that, now you are wondering, why am I spending so much time on YouTube? Why did I come into YouTube in the first place? Because you have totally forgotten why you have logged into YouTube. So now you close the YouTube and start doing something else. Only then, now you remember why actually you went to YouTube. So now you may go there or do something else. This is exactly how our mind works. You want to do something. For example, if you want to study, you are sitting to study. But when after going through the first line or few lines, suddenly you are getting some thoughts and your mind is following those thoughts. Very interestingly, what happened like that? And possibly something may happen in front of you. So that will catch your attention as well. So you will be playing with those thoughts, those things in your in front of you, and maybe all of a sudden you will have this thought of calling your friend, or you will have thought of washing those clothes, or grabbing a cup of coffee or something, without even completing 3 lines in the book that you have decided to read. So your mind is going behind those thoughts, taking them very seriously, giving them more importance than to what the main goal is. So you may probably end up spending some 1 hour to 2 hours in doing all the things. Then you will again sit and try to focus on this study. Now you will feel that you are so tired that you can no longer focus. So now your mind will say, why can't I just watch TV for some time and refresh myself up so that I can get back to study. So you will do that, and magically as soon as you switch on television, your mind is very fresh, which was very tired just a second before. Then the TV show that you intend to watch just for 5 minutes, that takes all your attention for hours. Then when you return back to study, you find yourself very sleepy, so that your mind says, let's study tomorrow. So the same thing happens daily. The day goes, month goes, in the end, the final exam comes. All of a sudden, your mind becomes very brisky, very focused. You seem to finish even 2 to 3 lessons within an hour, that you keep wondering, oh my God, I'm this capable. What if I was this brisk throughout the year? But unfortunately that didn't happen. And the next year, you almost forgot that you had this capability. So again, you are following the same schedule that you did in the past year. That is why you fail miserably in study and also in life. Why? Because you don't know how the mind works, and you don't know why the mind all of a sudden becomes so active during exam. When you know that, when you know how to apply it in your practical life on a daily basis, nothing can stop you from achieving success. And what is the secret? What do all successful men have in common? They may be from different fields, but they all have one thing in common. What is that? Motivation? Nope. Then what? They all have this habit of waking up very early. No, don't think that by getting early they have a lot of time so that they can finish everything. No, that's not the case. But that is what even those successful people believe, but that's not the case. There is a deeper secret to it. When you wake up early, say 4 a.m. or even earlier, what happens to all of us is we feel so lazy, so sleepy. Our mind doesn't want to wake. It says, come on, please give me some more sleep. But what happens is, yes, your mind is sleeping then. But that is exactly when we need to wake up. You know why? Because your mind is your number one enemy. That creates those unwanted thoughts repeatedly, just like a child that disturbs its mother continuously from doing any significant work. So this mind, after having enough sleep, I'm saying about the sleep of mind, it becomes so brisky that it becomes so naughty that it keeps on disturbing us and distracting us. So we should wake up early when our mind goes to sleep, and we shouldn't sleep after that. What happens now is your mind is sleeping. That is why you feel sleepy. It's not that your body is sleeping. No. Your mind makes you believe like that. No, it's not that. Your mind is sleeping. That is why you don't have any thought. So the absence of thoughts make you feel that you are sleepy, but in reality you are not sleepy, you are really very fresh. Just get up as soon as the alarm goes on and take a walk to all your rooms in the house, then wash your face and sit in your room with the lights on. You will find yourself very fresh all of a sudden. And one thing you need to do after that is you have to consider yourself as the soul. It is the soul that operates this body and not vice versa. So we are souls that shines like a tiny star in between the eyebrows. By considering ourselves to be the souls, we need to connect our mind to the Supreme Soul, God Shiva, who is also a soul that shines like a tiny star in the golden red colored light world called Parandam or Parlog or the soul world. That is where God resides all the time. And we souls, before taking birth, were with Him. And we souls, after the destruction of the world, which might happen anytime soon, will go back to where we came from. So with that in mind, we have to remember God as much as possible for at least 20 minutes as soon as we wake up. Not only that, we need to remember the knowledge, important points of knowledge called Murli given by God. God comes in the end. He enters an old man and He gives this knowledge because He doesn't take birth like us through a mother's womb. So He gives this knowledge that this world was heaven for the first 2500 years, where you were deities filled with bliss, peacefulness, wealth and health. So you were ever happy for the first 2500 years. After that, this world becomes hell when you start encountering problems like diseases, money problem, natural calamities and so on, because we become body conscious. But in heaven we were soul conscious. We considered ourselves to be the soul naturally, without any effort, without anybody reminding us. But after the completion of first 2500 years, we forget that we were souls. We considered ourselves to be this body, thereby we live just to satisfy our senses through sensual pleasures, because of which we get addicted to the five vices: lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego, because of which we started committing sin after sins. That is the reason we are facing so much sufferings. This is what God says. Now, to burn all the sins that we have accumulated from our past births, we need to remember God as much as possible, so that our past sins, that is accumulated as thoughts, they get washed off. So that is what this meditation does. So how do we do that? We need to consider ourselves to be the soul and connect our mind to the Supreme Soul, God Shiva. We need to remember Him so lovingly as our Father, and also remember the points given in Murli. That Murli is available free of cost in all Raj Yoga meditation centers and also in websites and YouTubes. You can see the links in the description given below. So recollect those Murli points and remember God as a point of light. So lovingly remember, with your eyes open, or else you may go back to sleep. Then you can listen to Murli if the time permits, or yes, you must listen to Murli because that's very essential. After the completion of Murli, then you start doing what you wanted to do. If you are a student, you go on with your study. To your surprise, you will find your concentration level increases to a greater extent that you can finish studying something in 10 minutes that will usually take you hours because of your higher level of focus that is enhanced partly because you woke up early and partly because you have increased the power of soul by remembering God. So now your mind produces thoughts about God and the things He said. Other than that, there won't be any other waste thoughts. If you remember God, that is going to be more profitable for you because your sins are being washed off. Thereby you will become the residents of heaven. That's going to be established very soon. So that's the long-term goal. And you can focus so much so that you can achieve what you want in a very short span of time. So success is guaranteed at every step, at everything you do, because you are not distracted by waste thoughts, because your mind is still sleeping. So it just keeps on repeating what you want it to repeat. So you want it to repeat about the thing you want to do. For example, if you want to study, it's going to just say you need to focus your attention here, you need to focus your attention here. Just that. So it is very easy for you to focus your attention there because mind is not going to distract, because it tries to have it sleep. Let it sleep throughout the day, but you don't. So throughout the day your concentration level will be at its peak constantly. If you go to school, if your friends distract you, your mind is still sleeping, that it does. If you want it not to concentrate on your friends, you won't concentrate on them. But if you want your mind to concentrate on the teacher, on the subject she or he is teaching, you can concentrate 100%. So you can achieve everything with very little effort. Why? Because of your higher level of concentration. So the successful people, they achieve success by waking up early because they don't get distracted by their mind, because their mind doesn't create waste thoughts, more thoughts. So only one thought it produces, so it keeps on repeating the same thought over and over again unless you complete that task, which is essential for achieving success in any walks of life. So harness your mind, be successful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video, share this video, leave comment on this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe immediately. Thanks for watching.